All right. So one of the things I've noticed in a lot of the discussions on the Discord channel for Trade Skill Master is a lot of people are trying to figure out how do you value pigments. And honestly, I don't know if I have the right answer either, but this is kind of what I've been going with. So I've actually made a a spreadsheet out in Google Docs, which I'll share the link to in the video description. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to come up with a rough uh, cost of what I want to value my pigments for. And the problem is when you mill, you get umbral pigment, you get luminous pigment, and you get tranquil pigment, and in different combinations. So if you do rising glory, uh, you get less umbral pigment than luminous pigment. And then if you do, so death blossom is usually, that's probably your go-to herb to get. And part of the reason is you get kind of a combination of both. You maybe get a little bit more luminous, but it seems like luminous is a little bit more prevalent in a lot of cases. If you're really needing tranquil pigment, which you do kind of need in a lot of the missives and some of the more expensive, the Dark Moon cards and stuff like that, you're going to want to go with like Nightshade. So I bought some Nightshade just a little bit ago, and so what you would do with this spreadsheet, just copy that line, and so it should. So you put in a line. Let me go back. So 232 for Tranquil, 147. Oops. So the Tranquil came down a little bit, but so I actually bought it for 200 and 172 for 668. Okay, so I need to adjust the numbers here. Uh, so I actually got 36 umbral, 62 luminous, and 60 tranquil. So that definitely improved my tranquil number a bit, but the base cost went up. So I would actually value the tranquil stuff more. Um, and then what I would do, basically what I've done uh, in TSM is I've gone to the materials. Uh, Let me see, umbral pigment. So if you look at umbral pigment, I've actually just thrown in a value there, so you can see the. So now maybe I would adjust it to 149.76, but that's probably close enough for me. The tranquil pigment, um, I've got pretty low, but actually, it's should be worth a lot more than that, based on how hard it is to come by. But if I if I come back to this spreadsheet, so if let's say I want to reduce the cost of my base pigments, then I'm probably going to avoid getting Nightshade. I'll probably go with Death Blossom. Now the only problem is I've got a lot more luminous pigment that I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at all the um, things you can make and stuff, but ideally you kind of want maybe I want a little more umbral pigment. So maybe it happens that marrow root is a lot cheaper on the auction house, so I could go with buying marrow root or widow bloom, and I could mill that and see. So anyway, getting a little bit more into the spreadsheet. So basically, what you would do is you'd fill in the yellow parts uh, once you've bought the herbs and you've milled them. You've got the numbers. So just copy a line and then plug in the values there, and it should fill in the dollar amounts, the percentages, and stuff like that. And so what this number down here is doing is it's taking uh, the percentage value of what you spent on umbral pigment and luminous pigment, and then dividing that by the amount you got from each one. And then for the tranquil pigment, it's taking this value here, the 63,000 divided by 276. So that's what it's doing there. And out to the side here, I just keep these for determining the percentages of how much I got from each one. So I think in the long run, I'll probably be doing a lot more Death Blossom, and my base pigment cost will probably come down. So whenever I can find Death Blossom pretty cheap, then I'll start buying it. So anyway, I hope this helps. And and this is available, so I think you should be able to just open up the link in Google Docs, and then you can make a copy of your own, and then you can play around with it. And if you have any questions on understanding the spreadsheet a little bit more, just post it in the comments. I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. But this is basically kind of a building block that you could make your own spreadsheet and continue on with that. I've got one I'm working on for jewel crafting, and it's actually a little bit better, I think. So anyway, take care.